where people would be like, oh, you're this age. Oh, why aren't you married? Oh, why don't you have this many children?
Yeah.
Oh, why haven't you done this? You know, and I'd really be like, because I haven't.
Yes, I'm seeing somebody else buying a car, having kids at the age that I'm at.
Yeah.
And where am I?
People, welcome back to Divulge Talk Show. My name is Mabandi and welcome to another episode. So today we're going to be talking about age anxiety, especially in women. And today I brought beautiful women who I felt are suitable for the topic, because I felt they probably have gone through a phase in their lives where they've probably experienced age anxiety or are probably going through it. Because as women, we've always been told that when you grow older, you're getting crippled, you are fading, and that has created some sort of insecurity within us. So thank you guys so much for coming. And before we actually get into the conversation, I just want to introduce my guest today. So the lady sitting next to me, her name is Lindiwe Mhlambo, and she's a student of life, an intuitive healer, an energy realignment therapist, and she is an entrepreneur. And then Percci, that side, Percci Page Mbunjwa, she is the founder of multiple businesses, including Percci Nkosi for widows and orphans, Azaria, I hope I'm pronouncing it well, Azaria Collections, and Fashion Boutique Prior, which is a general construction building company. Also, she's a content creator and loves to spread good news across all social media platforms. And you can get her YouTube channel. It's called Percci and Percci Page Mbunjwa. So yeah, these are my guests, and today we are going to be talking about age anxiety. So just to get loosen up and happy, I just want to ask you guys two general life questions.
Okay.
I'll start with you. If you were to choose one type of food to eat for the rest of your life, which one would it be?
Oh my goodness. All the food out there, and I can only choose one. It's a tough one. Let me think, because I'm also trying to think healthy now, see?
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm also like, pizza.
Oh, me too.
Actually,
even though it's not healthy.
nothing healthy came out. I was just like,
Wings for me. Wings, hot wings.
Really? For the rest of your life?
For the rest of my life.
Nice.
Okay, and then what is your favorite music currently? Or your favorite song, actually?
Oh, there's so many. Favorite song, I can say at the moment, I go back and forth. I can say the song Gahle by, oh my gosh, how did her name just, it's a local artist, how did her name just fly out of my head? What's her name? Oh gosh, I forgot her name.
Okay.
I can't believe I've forgotten it.
Alright, okay, that's cool. And then your favorite at the moment?
I can say Yeah by Dancing. Dancing Oya, is it Oya Kun?
Is it?
Yeah,
I don't even know him. Is it him?
Love him.
It's a him.
Yeah.
I don't even know. But anyway.
I remember now, Amanda Black.
Oh, really?
I'm just like, really?
Yeah, Amanda Black is really nice. Okay, so now that we've, created that environment, I want to ask you ladies, when you think about your age at this moment, do you feel insecure? Do you feel like only if I was younger, or do you feel comfortable? Like, you know what, I am here where I am and I'm okay with it?
Me first?
Yeah, anyone can start answering.
Okay, so I was really thinking about this.
Yeah.
And for me, let me start here. I've reached a point in my life where anything that happens to me, or anything that happens, I've built sort of like a way to deal with it. Okay. I've built sort of like I ask myself questions, Hori, why is this thing happening? What is the root cause of it? And what lessons am I getting from it? So I have a different view of life. I have a different view of things that happen to me. So sometimes it might feel like I'm living outside Earth, but yes, I've felt some sort of anxiety, and it happens every day. It happens every day. But the way that I deal with it, I don't get to a point of breaking down, or breaking down, yourself, or getting to a point of I'm shallow, I'm very low, because of the way that I deal with things.
Okay. And you?
So the question was, have I experienced age anxiety? Firstly, I can safely say no.
Okay.
Reason being, I honestly am one of those people. I'm turning 40 this year.
Alright.
I'm one of those people who have been excited about turning 40. I think if I say, if there's anything attached to age that I might have had anxiety about, might have been, and that was really in my late 20s, might have been the whole thing of having markers that society has put in place, that by this age you need to be like this, by this age, I personally didn't have any problem with where I was at the time. I just felt I was journeying through life at the pace that life was giving me, and I'm dealing with what was in front of me at that point. However, what I found was that people were having anxiety for me on my behalf. When people would be like, oh, you're this age. Oh, why aren't you married? Oh, why don't you have this many children? Oh, why haven't you done this? And I'd really be like, because I haven't. So people, society, was what made me look at age and so there are markers, there's like milestones where everyone expects by this age this should have happened, by this age, but internally I just dealt with that really and just figuring out how to respond. But internally I've never really had any anxiety.
Okay, when did you get to that point, and what happened for you to get to that point?
I think as an individual, I believe everyone has to look within for answers and for just to feel where your flow is. Everyone has their own current that they flow with, and finding your current is something I found in my 30s actually. I've been kind of just looking for a space in my life where I feel like this is where I'm sitting in my life and I'm comfortable. No matter what's happening, some things that are not tied to circumstances, because we can't control everything.
Yeah, definitely.
So I looked at my life and I thought, okay, are you happy? That was the first question I asked myself. I was sitting in a space where I was feeling a bit down about the questions people are asking me about my life, their anxiety on me, and I actually started interrogating, am I happy? What do I want? And that type of thing, and that's how I got to this place where I'm
just comfortable.
Yes, comfortable. I mean, it's not that you should stop making things happen, but you're comfortable in who you are.
Okay, Percy, you say that it's something that you do feel sometimes on a daily basis or quite often. Is it self-imposed pressure, or is it also from society? Is it maybe your background? Did you grow up also being told no by this age, or is it just you?
For me, where do I start? Okay, so I think 30 is the age where, because when you say 30, I'm like, oh, okay. Because when I was going towards my 30s, that's when I started to discover these things about myself, to be able to fight some society expectations, And I think also your background and the environment where you grow up, the people you hang around, your family, and the things that you are exposed to, they play a big role in your mental strength, mental intelligence, because there are some things that we shouldn't even, they shouldn't affect us as much. It happens, but if you understand that this is my pace, this is my path. Yes, I'm seeing somebody else buying a car, having kids at the age that I'm at, and where am I? But you don't know their history, you don't know their environment, who gave them the money to buy the car, or how they got to have the job. You don't know that. So for me, most of the things were just based on society and what they expect from me. Like women by 25 should be married, by 30 you should be having 2-3 kids and all that stuff. For me it was more like I reached a state, I remember I was maybe 26, 27, and I felt like I don't have anything to my name, business-wise, kids, my siblings, I've got 3 siblings, they're looking, I'm the firstborn. So I started to feel like I have to do this for them, I have to be paying school fees for them by now, I have to be doing this and that. And I asked myself, okay, but you don't have the means for that, so why are you stressing yourself and pushing yourself on things that you cannot change right now? So how do I deal with that? Let me do something. Let me start working on myself. What is it that I can do now? Okay, I can take myself to school. Okay, I can look for a job. I can start a small business, pushing myself towards to where I want to be able to be providing for my siblings. So yeah, for me it was more of like society, because at home I wasn't raised with that pressure that you're the firstborn, you have to provide for us. By the time you get to this, I wasn't raised like that. I was raised to be strong, to find myself. You find yourself, we'll back you up.
Especially firstborns in an African
I'm
family.
telling you.
Okay, so how is social media? Because obviously now, back in the day it was different. You'd see people face to face. Sometimes you don't really know what's going on in their lives. But now social media, you open your phone, this one has bought a new car, this one has a baby, this one just got married. So how has that affected age anxiety? Or how has it changed your perspective as women?
Social media, the silent killer. True. It is. Especially seeing you, I'm sorry.
No, going
Especially for me, okay, let me give you an example. I was in school with certain peers. So I had to repeat 6 months. So they went ahead of me. So now I'm seeing them in offices, taking pictures, and they're now working. And I'm still trying to get an internship. And you now see sneakers, fashion, what, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? What am I doing wrong? Did I choose a wrong career? Does it mean I wasn't intelligent enough and stuff like that? So social media really played a big role in me feeling like, okay, these guys are doing all this, and what am I waiting for? What's wrong with me? So
Sure. For me, social media played a role in that there is a certain way that women need to look. And the message that you get back is that women must always look young and look beautiful. You know? So you then have to kind of talk to yourself to overcome the thing of I always have to look beautiful and I always have to look young. It's not practical.
And the everyday hygiene.
Yes, it's really it's not practical because we age. Everything ages.
Everything.
You know, but social media definitely puts that pressure on women to stay looking like you're in your 20s for the rest of your life.
Which is impossible.
And it is impossible. And when you think about it, you're like, but you're going to be 40, you're going to be 50, you're going to be 60. How possible is it to look like you did when you were in your early 20s? But now I found that, and I mean, I generally looked young for a while. I mean, it's starting to show now. but I looked young for a really long time, and I enjoyed it. And when age started to, like when you see little things, like one day you look in the mirror and you're like, oh,
what happened?
you look different. And then you think now you start to think to yourself, oh my gosh, there's something wrong with me then. And you realize that social media makes it look popular or reveres women who look young. There's nothing wrong with that. Great if you look young, young for your age. But also there needs to be, we need to create an environment where aging is also accepted, and welcomed, because it's natural. For me, that was the engagement I had with social media and age. That even myself, like I'd see women who are like 50 and they look really young, and I'd be like, damn, you look great for your age. You know what I mean? I participated. But social media has definitely played that role in my life, and I'm sure in many women's lives, where looking young is the popular thing. I can definitely believe that a lot of us have experienced some form of anxiety when looking at pictures of beautiful young looking people on social media. Like now you're comparing yourself. Do I look my age? When a person greets you and they're like Sis Lindiwe, or they're like, I now understand why those aunties used to kind of get touched. When you'd be like mad, be like, I'm not your mother.
It makes a whole lot of sense now. Especially me, I'm in denial. I'm married, but I still want to be called Percci. Cool. Look at me, look at those eyes.
Okay, that makes sense. So do you guys feel like maybe had society stopped saying these things about women growing old, women fading? I know especially biologically it's true. You do get to a point where you can't conceive and all those kind of things. But do you feel that had society stopped, or our families or whatever, maybe we would actually embrace who we are? Even if you are 50, you embrace who you are. Even if you are 30 or 20, you embrace who you are. So do you feel that if our, parents or aunties and uncles had stopped saying those things, perhaps we'd actually feel better about ourselves?
I think so. The thing is, they've also had the same struggles. But it's interesting that you have this as a topic, because people don't really talk about this. In spaces where you're socializing. No one acknowledges that there is this pressure to always stay looking young to a certain extent. And I honestly only started thinking about it when you sent me the invitation. And I was like, actually, everywhere, it's just a normal thing, even at home. Like, ooh, what did you do with your face? You look a bit old. You know that, or when you dress like this, you look older. When you're like, okay, and no one has that response, Guti. Okay, and what's wrong with that? I am older than I was a few years ago. There is a certain level of, it's subtle though, like non-acceptance of aging. And that is something interesting to navigate, and it's almost like as you get older, there's this thing of fighting to stay relevant. You don't want to be discarded as this auntie or gogo at some point in your life. It's over. She's at that stage where it's over now. That nothing can come out of this person's life anymore. And that's unfair, because it stops us from daring to even start new things. Yes.
That's very true, yeah.
You
can't dream anymore.
Yes.
It's too late. You feel like it's too late.
Yes, and it's subtle. You just find yourself thinking, we're going towards the end now. But you can still have dreams for the next stage of your life, things you want to achieve and things you want to try out, passions you want to start enjoying,
That's very true.
I feel the same. But I also understand that this is this is a trail that goes way back.
Mm.
And it's something that people before us struggled to deal with.
Yeah.
Because that's what they had. So they were just
Passing it on to us.
without realizing it.
Yeah.
So I think that our generation now started to like realize that no, these things, they're a bit like off-road, like stuff like that. So I feel if we start now changing that perspective, then things will get better. And also we have to change it, not in a, I don't know which word to use, in a violent way or like defensive way. Like if we can understand if we can understand that this is something that has been happening, but maybe because of, is ignorance a polite word?
I think
It's a true word.
Maybe because of
ignorance.
yeah, you say that. Yeah. So because of that and less education, maybe I don't know, but let's take it a notch higher and find ways to change it, like what we're doing. Let's talk about it. Let's find ways, because of course, if you are my friend, I would want to know why are you not driving yet? Sometimes I would like to know it, and I'm not trying to offend you. It's a general concern. But I also have to know that for me not to offend more, how can I ask her in a way that will not offend her, in a way that she will not feel anxiety, in a way she will not feel pressured? Okay, so if we can find ways, if we can find things, I don't know how to put it, but I guess you understand what I'm trying to say. But yeah, let us not keep looking back to say, okay, this is what has been done to us, this is coming from one. Let us now try finding a way forward and sticking to our lanes, knowing what you want for your life, what you are heading for, whether you've got, because some people might be thinking, well, because of my forefathers, we don't have money to go to school, we can't afford this, it's true. Others can, our where we stand is different. And somebody right now can decide, okay, my parents couldn't do this for me, but I've got the means to start a business. And in 3 months, the business is booming.
Exactly.
Somebody else still has to look for the money, the capital to start the business. And for them to do that, it's a real hustle. So as long as you know that and you start working on your path, I think what happened in the past, it's unfortunate, but let's find ways to move forward.
I guess we're not responsible for the past. Sorry, so it's not our fault, like what happened in the past, but we are responsible for now, like how we actually navigate everything. I also wanted to add on to how women are hiding behind working out to look young in the name of, oh, I just want to be fit, but the insecurities are there. They want to work out, burn fat and whatever, so that maybe they look younger. That's just another point I wanted to add on. But since you ladies have mentioned about your age anxiety journey and all those kind of things, okay, I don't know about Lindiwe, you seem to be very comfortable in your age, but what do you think you can continue doing to stay comfortable, like for you? And then as for Percci, since you said it comes and goes, something like that, what do you think or feel is right for you just to get to that place of being comfortable and not feeling the pressure that, oh, I'm growing old, I haven't done this, I haven't done that?
I've in the last couple of years actually, I've started a journey of self-discovery.
Okay.
So my focus was not on how old I am, but more on who I am.
Okay.
And learning things about myself, you'd assume that because you're living in your body and you are who you are, you know who you are. And that couldn't be further from the truth until you actually sit with yourself and ask yourself, who are you? What do you like? What don't you like? And why do you like this? Why don't you like this? You start actually thinking about those things, because we live our lives almost like programmed.
Okay.
From the time we're children, you experience a certain experience brings this into your life, so now this is how you think. You've seen this, and that has given you data, so this is how you think. And so we're pretty much programmed.
Okay.
So now I then decided to refocus and look at what is the data that I'm carrying, like what am I working with? Because I then thought, do I really want to continue with this data from external data put into me through experience? Do I want to continue growing with that data? Does it serve me? What does it do for me? So I then started embarking on a journey where I was like, okay, what does not serve me, I must deal with, look at, confront honestly, and then start changing things in my life. Refusing, okay, this is not a perspective that serves me anymore. I am not going to engage with it. That type of thing. I guess you could call it also self-healing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like you're counseling yourself.
Yeah.
So that, and because I thought, I don't want to feel anxiety about age, but the main thing for me, that I can say I have shifted that my attitude towards it, in that I put milestones. So now I'm leading up to 40 in December. I've challenged myself, what do I want 40 for me to look like? Instead of, oh my gosh, I haven't done this, I haven't done that. Well, what are people gonna think? I'm gonna turn 40 and this is how it looks. Have I achieved? It's no longer about people and what they see. It's more about how do I want to feel and experience my life 40 onwards. And I just found that there were things that I just needed to let go of that are not serving me. So that's my challenge to myself. So that's how I've shifted my perspective of age and aging. And I've chosen to allow myself to embrace it and enjoy it. Because honestly, there's a certain steadiness that comes with growing, with just living more years. Because you experience more, you know more, you understand how things work on this planet more. So there's a certain steadiness, like I don't know how to explain it. It's like you have these pillars, you have this foundation, man, that you sit on that you didn't have in like your 20s. This foundation and these pillars of self that you sit in. So I chose to embrace that and not look at what I am not.
Which that's a really beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Like my mind is literally blown right now. Okay, and then Percy, how do you plan on getting to that place of being comfortable with your age?
I am.
Okay.
I am. The only issue is like I'm at a phase where I'm fighting back for my life. And I'm winning because the past years I struggled so much because, for example, I was just this person who was always there for people, and then when it's my turn, nobody's there because everybody expects you to be strong, so you can never be weak. So it affected every aspect of my life, my confidence, and I was this bubble of inferiority complex. So I decided, the whole of last year, I was so selfish. Like I decided it's all about me, and I'm going to do it whether come what may. And I'm telling you, things came left, right, and center.
That's good.
To try and fight me, because people are expecting you like, okay, she's gonna do this if I need this from her, but they were not getting that anymore. And I was getting the vibes like, she's selfish. She's changed. She's no longer the same. And I acted like nothing is happening because I told myself, you know what, it's high time because I'm not going anywhere with this. And now the same people that pushed away, they could sort of like coming back because I'm now back to the strong person that I was. I'm now back. I'm now the person that they've been always wanting. That's the person that's back again because I found myself. So I'm in a journey of doing that. I'm getting there. I'm in a journey of doing that. So now what I would like to be more stronger at is understanding that aging is like a new chapter. Let me take aging as another episode of learning new things, discovering okay, what's next, what's happening, what are we achieving now, what are we fighting now, what are we accomplishing in the next age. And I'm also taking it as a privilege, because there are things like health and how I want my body to, those are changeable variables. Those are things that I can choose to eat healthy. But life, aging is a privilege. So I should really look at it that way and know that whatever happens under the sun happens for a reason. It's up to me, how am I going to receive this? Am I going to receive this lemon and just watch it as round as it is? Or am I going to take a step to cut it, or am I going to peel it? And after that, what am I going to do with this lemon? I can choose to eat it sour, I can choose to add sugar or salt, or make it a juice, whatever, it's up to me. So those are the things that I'm working on.
That's good. Thank you so much for being so open and vulnerable about it, because people like to hide behind this, but we are human. It's normal. We come from different backgrounds. We've been affirmed certain things growing up, and so self-discovery, I think it's a very beautiful thing. So personally, I have gone through age anxiety, especially right after my matric. When your other fellows are going to varsity, others are going to work, and I didn't have that. And maybe some finished varsity earlier than me, some are now living alone, some have cars. And I do believe that now I'm getting better. I am on a journey of just like being comfortable and just trying to take each day at a time. So let's just say there's another girl out there who's feeling age anxiety. They don't know what to do. It's probably led to depression. What advice would you ladies give that young lady, or even ladies in general? I don't think it's about young ladies. Even some older women do feel very inferior about their age. So what advice would you give them?
For me, I think the main point I'd like to just emphasize is you need to, like Percci said, you have a lemon and you decide. The power is in your hands. What to do with it. It's either you're gonna sit there and look at it, or you're gonna have that slice and taste it and eat it sour and accept that it's sour, or you can make lemonade. And it's really, we always say that thing, and it makes it seem as if lemons are bad.
And there's nothing wrong with sour.
Yes, exactly.
Sour, naturally.
So I would definitely say, you know what, take your time in terms of feeling yourself. Pay more attention to yourself. Invest a lot more time in what makes you tick and talk. You know what I mean? Because then as you grow, because people's lives are not the same. I mean, if anyone, whether you're spiritual or religious or anything, you know that everyone has their own journey. So obviously what works for you at 22 won't work for me at 22. You know what I mean? Understand that, like you said earlier, pretty much stick to your own lane. Focus inward, and don't look too much at what other people are doing. Don't look at what other people look like. You need to decide what you need to look like for yourself. What are you comfortable with? Because also age also touches the whole body image. Topic where, if you are generally a person who has a bit more meat on their body, then organize the meat that you have. You know what I mean? I can't decide now I want to look like Percci and go to the... It's not possible. You know what I mean? But I can be healthy and fulfilled and happy with what I have. Make what you have work and grow it. That's the advice I could give to that's what I'd like to share, you know, with other women out there, that let that be our focus. To take what we have and make it work and make it blossom. Feed it, nurture it, you know, because you are beautiful as you. I can't now sit here and be like, I want to be beautiful like more. You know, let's stop doing that as women. Let me appreciate your beauty and be like, oh wow, she's so beautiful. She looks, you know, she looks like she's sitting so comfortably on her throne. You know, and appreciate that and move. And not be like, oh, so if she's sitting nicely on her throne, how am I sitting? Am I sitting nicely? Should I move like this? Maybe I'll look more like her. No, like, you know, if you want to sit cross-legged on your throne, sit cross-legged on your throne. You know, that's what I'd like to share.
Okay, I would say, first of all, like when I said when we started, find out the root cause. Whatever it is that you are battling with, find the root cause and be honest about it. At times it could be your fault, at times it could be imposed on you, but you need to search yourself. Took me years. I was in denial. I could not accept whatever is happening because of this. But when I started to say it out and speak about it, and my mind would go back, like, this is what caused this inferiority complex thing. That's what caused. So find the root cause, and that's the only way. Then from there, you know, okay, this is what I'm dealing with. This is what I'm dealing with. And also, I'm not sure, it's in the book of Matthew 6. It says, like, do not worry. If you cannot add a day in your life, then why are you worried? If worrying cannot add a day to your life, then why are you worried? So what I'm trying to say is that there are things in life that have already happened that you cannot change, but you can learn from them. So learn whatever happened or whatever is not happening or whatever the root cause. Let's have a lesson from that, and let's find a way to say, okay, this is not going to happen again, or this is how I'm going to conquer this. Because if life has a way of making you stay in one point, because you are blaming and you are stuck in that phase and not wanting to move forward. So let's find the root cause, and let's know that there are some things that you can never be able to change, but you can only learn from. And the last thing is that, do I have a last thing? And the last thing is I'll emphasize on what she says, like, figure yourself out, work on yourself. There's nothing wrong by being selfish, trying to figure out who you are. It takes a lot. And once you're confident with yourself, you can do anything.
That's amazing. Okay, so I think this is actually the end of our conversations, but I don't know if you ladies want to add something, if you have any questions, and I don't know.
No, I'm good.
No, I'm good.
He's good. Okay,
I'm sorry to cut you. I want to commend you for this topic, because it's something that we don't really, I haven't heard about people talking about it. It's always regarded as
taboo.
Like something that you just don't talk about.
It's like, you know, it's there, but you don't want to
things
talk
that
about
don't have
it.
a root. It's just hanging. It's happening, but okay.
Okay. Alright, I think that's everything, and thank you guys so much for watching. Comment down your thoughts and let us know what you think. What are your thoughts? Have you gone through age anxiety? Are you going through it? And what are some of the steps you are taking to get better, to be comfortable with yourself and to be comfortable with your age? So yeah, this is the end of it, and see you guys next time, and goodbye.
Bye.